I was stuck in the elevator with the hottest guy in our school for 3 days, and I did it for the first time in my life. Girls, listen to the end because I'm about to tell you the secret of how to win the coolest guy. Bill is popular and known by the whole school. He's just too damn pretty, smart, and strong in his body. Oh, girls, I swear he's just like some hot boy from a magazine cover. And what is the most important, he's almost mine. It happened so that me and him are living in the same entrance. I mean, I had to do everything I could to live there. So a few months ago I started yelling at my parents. I just kept saying I'm done with that place, and we need to move to a place where Bill lives right away, or my good marks are gone, forever. I won't study anymore because I'm depressed, and I'm a child after all, so only I can decide where I want to live, because my study is the most important thing in our life. And guess what? This plan worked! Soon we moved to the building where Bill lives, and finally I was happy. However, soon my happiness vanished as it appeared Bill had a girlfriend. As soon as I moved in there, I started seeing them together all the time, and I couldn't stand it, so I started screaming at my parents that we need to go back. But to be honest, that girl is a beauty, and actually, they look very nice together. But with me, he will look much better. So instead of giving up, I did this. Okay, girls, now listen attentively and learn how to win the coolest guy. First of all, you need an elevator. Then, you need a friend. And the last thing, you need to be in the same elevator with your victim. So I called my friend Rachel and told her about my plan. She then called her brother and asked to help us. On Friday, I followed Bill after school to make sure he went home. And then, everything went according to my plan. At home, I took off my backpack, put on a pretty little dress and makeup, and waited for a signal. In the meantime, Rachel was on the 16th floor, where Bill lives, which is 6 floors above me, and her brother was near the elevator shaft with the necessary tools. About half an hour later, my phone rang. This was the signal that means it's time to drop everything and run to the elevator. Rachel saw Bill leaving and immediately called me. Then, in a couple of minutes, the elevator had opened, and here is our meeting. He was shocked seeing me dressed like that. Well, there's no wonder. Okay, so what's the plan? When we're inside with Bill, Rachel gives a command to her brother to break the elevator. The elevator was small and rather cramped, so I just stood near the doors and Bill was behind me. Now at any second Rachel's brother will do his job, and suddenly the elevator shook hard and then stopped abruptly. I screamed out so loud and fell directly in his arms. Don't worry, someone will come soon and set us free. But it didn't take me long to come up with the answer. Oh, I'm okay, cutie. For a second I noticed a sweet smile on his face while he was checking my look, but then all of a sudden his eyes turned around and he looked at my feet. OMG! I was wearing slippers. I rushed to catch this damn elevator and I completely forgot to put on my shoes. Oops, there's a taxi downstairs waiting for me. I was in such a hurry. Haha, it's okay. It happens. Then he started pressing the emergency button, but there was no answer. Bill nervously pressed that button like 20 or 30 times, but there was just silence. Then I noticed how he started to get angry and nervous. Oh God, I forgot my phone, he said to himself. Oh yeah, I'm glad you forgot it. I forgot mine too, or rather, I didn't take it with me on purpose. The few hours had passed, but nothing changed. We were still stuck in the elevator, and I told him that I started to get tired. The next moment I was shocked as he took off his shirt and put it on the floor so I could sit there with him. Oh my God, I thought it was the best moment of my life. But wait till I get to the most exciting part. I remember you. You always seemed interesting to me because you were probably the only girl who was cold to me in school, haha. Then he started telling lots of funny stories, which made us laugh, and soon we completely forgot that we were still stuck in the elevator. We didn't notice how fast 7 hours had passed, and I fell asleep on his shoulder. But when I woke up in the morning, I was shocked. We were both lying on the floor hugging each other. It was so sweet that I was afraid to even move to keep that romantic moment. His girlfriend definitely wouldn't like it if she saw the way we were lying together. Well, who cares? Now it's my turn. I want love. Bill was still sleeping, so I couldn't take my eyes off him. He is so handsome. And then I decided to kiss him. Carefully, I leaned over him very close, just face to face, when suddenly my hair fell on his face and he opened his eyes. Oops. I became so embarrassed. Stammering and blushing, I told him he had some garbage on his face and I wanted to pick it up, and all of a sudden I gained some confidence and quickly kissed him on the cheek. But guess what happened next? Bill laughed and said, "Come on, baby, can you check my face some more?" Then he pulled me back and we kissed again. I swear it was the sweetest kiss of my life. However, it didn't last long. Bill suddenly got up and said we should do everything we can to get out of the elevator. He pressed that emergency button like 1,000,000 times, and then we even started knocking on doors and screaming, but no one heard us. Well, you probably wonder, what about the toilet? Nothing. It was very hot in the elevator, and all the water came out through our pores. All we were thinking about, or rather him, is how to get out of there as quickly as possible. But all I wanted was to make him hug me, so I started crying. Don't you worry, sweetie. If it's not today, then tomorrow we sure will be released. Then he put his shirt on the floor again. We sat down, and he hugged me so tight that I wanted this moment to last forever. It felt so good and calm with him that I fell asleep in his arms. Suddenly there was a sharp noise and knocking somewhere above us, which woke us up. It was 7 a.m. in the morning, and Bill calmly said, "See, told you today we would be released." "Oh no, I won't let them open this damn elevator." I got so angry that I pushed him away, got up and started pushing all the buttons there. But then he grabbed my hands and said, "Are you mad or something?" Then he calmed down and invited me to the cinema someday. Suddenly the elevator started working and began to move up. Then the doors opened and I saw some lift workers on the floor, and there was my mom. She ran up to me, hugged me, and said, "What have you done, you silly?" So my mom returned from a business trip early this morning. When she noticed I wasn't home, she called my friend and Rachel told her everything. What a cool friend. Well, anyway, I needed to make sure my mom won't say too much in front of Bill, so I stepped on her foot and whispered, "Please, Mom, be quiet. I'll explain everything to you at home." What an awkward situation. I was so ashamed. Suddenly, Bill came up to me and said, "You didn't answer about the cinema." So, girls and boys, here's the most interesting part of my story. So yeah, sure thing, we met in the elevator and went on the film, and then, well, it turns out that Bill broke up with his girlfriend like 2 weeks ago. So now she's not in the way anymore. And yes, me and Bill are in a relationship now. All the girls at school are so jealous of me now. But I don't care. I'm happy. Eee!
6'6" would be tall for any age. Not many adults are that tall. In fact, the average man is 5'9", but I'm only 8 years old. I only know 2 adults who are. One is my dad, and he's only taller by an inch. I do actually know one person who's even taller than me. I'll tell you about him later. My mom tells me that I was already 2 feet tall when I was born, and I weighed 14 pounds. I was a very big baby, and I've only grown since. My doctor even told me I'm as tall as the boxer Vladimir Klitschko. There are some health problems that come with being tall, so my parents make sure I'm always healthy. Apparently, I'm more likely to get these things called blood clots. The thing I hate most isn't blood clots, though. It's the clothes. There are no cool clothes for a kid my size. All my other friends wear really cool t-shirts with their favorite cartoon characters and stuff on them, but I have to wear boring shirts that granddads would wear. And my feet are a size 12, which means lame shoes. I'm roughly twice the size of all my classmates. I tower over everyone in school, and I've even made it into the Guinness Book of Records as the tallest and heaviest baby ever born. I don't want to brag, but when I was 5 years old, I got put in the book again, this time as the tallest toddler ever. Schools aren't exactly built for people as tall as me. Because my chair and my table are too big for the other kids, I have to sit on my own in the corner. Things were tough at first, though, especially at school. The other kids weren't exactly mean to me straight away, but that's only because they were scared of me. You could see it in their eyes. Pretty soon I was given all sorts of names like Tree Boy, Tree Beard, and Groot. I started to hate myself. I started to hate being tall. But everything changed when I discovered basketball. My height makes me really good at basketball, and the kids in my school love basketball. Pretty soon, the nicknames stopped. I was always picked first for sports teams. It felt pretty great. I should have always known I would be good at basketball because here's the thing, my mom is quite the player herself. She's 7 feet 2 inches tall. I used to be really scared that I would one day be as tall as her. I didn't want to be even more of a freak. But now I can't wait to be even taller than her one day. That's my new goal, to be even taller than him. A third reason to be in the Guinness Book of Records. Just joking. But please subscribe to the channel so you know how I'm doing in my basketball team. Sometimes I still worry that I'm kind of weird looking, but I do my best to see the positive. Do you think it's weird for an 8-year-old to be as tall as me? Please comment below and let me know what you think. I personally think everyone is super cool the way they are. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to practice my basketball skills. I'm never going to beat my mom if I waste all my time just talking.